Yo, what is going on, you guys? Bashtian YGO here, and today I'm going to be coming at you with a market watch post YCS 250th YCS London. Now, at time of recording the video, we are on top 8 of the YCS LA, so I'm not going to be covering that one just yet. We may do a separate market watch on that one tomorrow, depending on what we see as far as differencing in the meta, what wins, what doesn't do well, what cards are moving up and down, things like that. But I want to go ahead and give you a quick analysis just based on what I'm seeing of the YCS London and how it is impacting not just the meta, but the cards that are going both up and down in the current format. Also, I know I've been going for a week, so I appreciate you guys having patience for me. Also, we just hit 2,000 subscribers, guys, so I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for hitting that subscribe button. Without further ado, let's get right into the market watch. Alright, starting off strong, guys, we have Kurikara Divincarnate from Power of the Elements. Everyone said when this card came out, it's useless, it's going to replace Nibiru, it's trash, whatever it might be. It's not the good secret where you pull this, you got roasted on the internet for it, whatever it might be, right? We all more or less knew in the back of our minds there would be a format where this would potentially be good. This indeed has a very good effect. Being able to tribute all face-up monsters on the field that activate their effects this turn on your opponent's monster zones is actually really good, because it doesn't interact with your board, impact only your opponent. And with the way that Cash Tier works, not just Cash Tier, but a lot of the top tier decks out there, which is pretty much, let's be real, pretty much the entire Yu-Gi-Oh archive at this point. I mean, we saw Gate Guardian and everything. I'm just gonna say that right now. We saw Gate Guardian win a duel on live stream. I'm pretty sure everything is possible right now. So let's go ahead and focus on what is now. So with this card being said, I did see at the very cheapest of $11.35. Now you might be saying, Sebastian, this is not that crazy. It very quickly skyrockets, my friend, to $33 minimum, $36 minimum if you want it verified for any copy, not just near mint first ed, although that's currently all that's on there, a few unlimiteds, whatever it might be. But this is actually crazy. So it tripled in price over the span of about 2 hours. I actually have not refreshed this. I was going to go ahead and see if this one got sold. I mean, I don't think so, because it has a 0% on like 70 sales. Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to be buying this one, my friend. Even not for real. It's not. That's a toughie, because you get 2 of them for 20 bucks or 24 bucks. You just got to take the risk because you got 0% on 70. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not trying to say anything against this man. I'm just saying that overall the card has been absolutely skyrocketing in price. So we saw overall between 14 and 16 listings in the past few hours as far as what we have been seeing. But this card has absolutely skyrocketed. So if you have them, I would probably recommend go ahead and move them. I do not see them going that much higher. Correction, I probably see them going around the $40 to $45 range, because this is skyrocketing way out of proportion compared to what we originally thought this card was valued at, which was around 10 to 12 bucks. So that is going to be up for card number 1. Card number 2, we have sprites in general. So sprites have seen a huge amount of representation as far as the top cut tables being played, not just in top 64, top 32, actually winning events here and there as well. Actually took the YCS London as well, and also I believe it was the mirror match of Spright Adventure over YCS Lima. So while we are seeing, or YCS Peru I should say, while we are seeing Cash Tier have the biggest representation in top cut, we are eventually seeing the most consistent deck and the most high ceiling deck of the two do well in all these types of events, eventually coming out on top. Don't get me wrong, Cash Tier is still going to win a few regionals here and there, and it might even still win future YCSs, but just overall the consistency that Spright has, it's not an overpowered deck, I would say. It's not a cancerous deck, it is just extremely consistent. It can meld with so many different archetypes. So far throughout the weekend, we have seen Live Twin Spright, Runicks Spright, Spright Tri-Brigade, Runicks Spright, Spright Live Twin Runic. That was interesting. We've seen Melfi Spright, all kinds of different Spright variants, just in not just in top codes, but throughout the entire tournaments as well. So what this is essentially saying is that not only is this deck consistent, it can also has the adaptability to go ahead and mold with different types of decks as well. Just gives each and every single player the opportunity to mold the deck into a specific playstyle. But back to the actual prices of the cards, which is what you guys are here for. So we're seeing, I personally seeing Spright Blue. Last time I checked on this card, it was like a $28 to $30 card. It is slowly going going up to 35, 36, up and up and up again, just because of course it's seeing higher representation, higher top cut standings, higher win percentages, things like that. Again, more consistency, different variations, all type of things, because essentially as human beings, I believe that we just get tired of the same thing over and over and over again. It gets stagnant. With Spright, you have so many different combinations. I think that's why I like the deck so much and why I most likely am switching back to it. I had fun with trap tricks, but you know, it is what it is. Also, I just got first place at my most recent locals, so woo! So if you guys are looking to pick up this card from TCG Player Direct, you're looking at around a $50 fee for that. That seems a little high. I just want to go ahead and refresh it and make sure I'm not tripping. But yeah, so around $35 per copy for the near mint. It has gone up slightly, so I'll go ahead and keep an eye on this card. I don't believe it's going to get any reprints anytime soon. It already has the ulti reprint, which I believe is around 50 to 60 bucks if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so honestly, I'd probably just go ahead and pick up the ultis, but it is something that you are going to have to be aware, because we will most likely be getting a ban list in late April, if not early May, in preparation for Cyberstorm Access, which is going to be coming out, I believe, if not May, then June. I may have my dates mixed up, but don't quote me on that one just yet. So next on our list, guys, I have Runicks. So Runicks is another one. It fits the exact same mold as Spright. So basically, you can mix this with so many different things. Naturia Runick, Runick Spright, Runick by itself, whatever it might be. It has such an amazing adaptability to the format, and it has such a great variety of effects, and it has also the ability to replenish your entire hand, that it overcomes a lot of the obstacles that are going to be coming with modern Yu-Gi-Oh decks. I mean, like I said, just being able to refill your hand, having the effect to draw 3 cards, is actually insane after you've already interrupted your opponent probably 3 times as well. So the card that I am looking at here, so obviously we've seen Runick Tip go back to its original price point of around $30 per copy, which is pretty much what it was at when the card first came out, which is actually really nice to see that the card is going back up in value to what it should be. Runick Fountain has been seeing a slight increase, but around the $15 mark is very much where you're going to find it. So a little bit lower than what you were originally picking it up at, but what is going up is going to be Hugin. Surprisingly, of all of them, I don't know why this is surprising to me. I mean, I know this is a 3-of, Runick Fountain's a 2-of, so and realistically it should be more in line, but I just, for some reason, my brain can't comprehend that this card should be lower, but for some reason it's a $20 card. So that is something to keep in mind as well. Your Hugins have gone up in value, so there you go, congratulations. The collector's rares is something that I want to go ahead and take a look at as well. So the collector's rares, I believe I'm not really seeing any movement whatsoever. I mean, they're pretty stagnant for the most. Yeah, of course they shot up in price by like $2 or $3. I mean, it's nothing wild when the cards start seeing more play. But this is weird because I'm not really seeing much fluctuation. I will say that Tactical Masters is probably, I believe, it was one of the earlier collector's rare sets, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't know if it was the earlier one. But for some reason, the collector's rares from Tactical Masters, they do not, the rarity, you can't really see it, which is unfortunate, because so far I pulled 2 collector's rares from Tactical Masters, Astrograph, Sorcerer, and Scapegoat, both in the train binder still, and because I can't see the rarity when I'm looking through it. So that is something that is unfortunate, but that, I mean, that's just, I don't know if that's just me. If you guys are experiencing the same thing, let me know down below. Let's go ahead and go on to the next cards. Drytron saw a nice bit of representation, not just in regionals recently, especially Houston Regional, which your boy attended, but also YCS as well. I believe it was featured in round 12 of the feature match of YCS London, so if you guys want to check that out, definitely make sure to do so. I was not able to go ahead and post all of the duels for the weekend, and it was just a lot of, through 2 YCSs, and it would have absolutely killed me. So, but I have seen this go up in price quite a little bit, not too much, but what's really drawing my attention here is the amount of listings that we are seeing. 25 listings for Meteonis Drytron. 37 listings for Drytron Nova. So what does this mean is when there's low numbers of listings, that means that the price is about to shoot up again. This is because, of course, the demand of the card is increasing, and there's obviously not enough supply. I mean, it's simple business, simple economics, or whatever you might want to call it. But supply demand, essentially, is what I'm trying to get at, right? So obviously this card's been skyrocketing for a little bit now. Nothing too wild, but honestly, seeing it do so well, I could honestly see Drytron be coming back further and further into the format. And realistically, with Bystials being out of the format, it really opens the door for a lot of decks. And we are seeing that, obviously, not just in the YCSs, but we're seeing this in regionals, we're seeing this everywhere. Any type of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh event, you are bound to see any deck come at you. I mean, you can see Cyber Dragon for all I know, right? But the biggest thing against Drytron was, of course, the Bestial cards. They were very, very oppressive. They really messed with the overall end boards that Drytron wanted to go ahead and make. They weren't able to go ahead and activate all their effects. Ben 10s were getting banished, whatever it might be. But with the disappearance of those, these cards have been going up and up and up in price. And honestly, it is a very fun deck. It is a very consistent deck, surprisingly. All you need is 2 Drytrons so you go full combo. So really, why not go ahead and play this deck? The only hit it really has on the ban list, I believe, is Eva. But that card, they got needs to stay banned. I believe Ben 10's at 3 as well. So there's definitely a time if you want to go ahead and pick up Drytron, my friend. Definitely. Superheavy Samurai. So the reason I'm talking about these cards specifically, I'm talking about the Super Heavy, I'm talking about Soul Peacemaker, I should say, and Soul Piercer specifically. So overall, the entire Super Heavy Samurai family of cards has been going up because of some support that we are going to be getting. I believe a Cyberstorm access. If I might be incorrect, it might be in a later set. But in the point of matter, what I'm trying to get at, what I'm trying to say, is that all of these cards were printed maybe once, maybe twice. Konami realized they were absolute garbage and just never printed them again. With that being said, we'll probably be seeing these get printed in an OTS super rare because we already have them as rare, or maybe commons as well in one of the future OTSs. I want to say within the next 2 to 3 OTS packs, which is going to be within the next 3 or 4 months. So it is something to keep in mind as well. But right now, Soul Peacemaker is going for around $3 to $5 right now for a rare, which is crazy. And then Soul Piercer is going for, again, $3 to $4 per copy of a common. So that is pretty much unheard of, unless it's Silent Angler, of course. But you know, it is what it is with that one. But yeah, I mean, if you want a near mint first edition copy, you're gonna be shelling out like $5 for a common, which again is not very common to go ahead and make sure and do that. But it is something that you want, if you want to be able to go ahead and start play testing for for future formats. This is something that you're definitely going to want to pick up. If you have these in bulk and you're not planning to play Spright with Spright with Super Heavy Samurai or Super Heavy Samurai in general, I would say offload these now, because they are not ever going to be $5 for commons or rares ever again. I can guarantee you that much. Next we have the Sunavalon card. Specifically, I want to take a look at Dryas. Dryas only has 1 printing ever, and that's because again, it's one of those decks that pretty much, well, it's still a relatively recent set within the last year and a half, I want to say Ghost from the Past was. So with that being said, I do believe it's one of those decks that Konami just saw and didn't really think much of it and never reprinted anything. So right now, this card, I believe, is a 2 or 3 of, and you do need to pay $7 a copy for each, which did double in price over the past 2 to 3 weeks. So it's something you want to keep in mind. If you have this in your bulk, definitely go ahead and say offload it now if you're not looking to play this this deck, which I'm sure a lot of people have this in their books from a lot of the ghost hunters out there as well. Besides that, let's go on to the last archetype that we're going to be looking at today, which is going to be Purrleys. So Purrleys, specifically the main deck cards, not the collector's rares, because those are outrageously priced regardless, but the main deck cards, which are going to be getting support as well from this, I'm certain is from Cyberstorm Access, the new support. But these cards are absolutely ridiculous in price. Now, right now, the deck is absolute garbage, but with the new support you're going to be getting a lot more competitive gameplay out of this deck, which is pretty much you're going to be getting more bang for your buck. Now, there are a few right here for like $12. Oh, they're Korean. Never mind, you can't buy those legally. $30 for this card. This is way too much. This is way too much for this card. Okay, so $30 for a copy of Purrley. That's going to be nice. $30 for a copy of Purrley. You got let's see, this one, I think this was the one that was shooting up even higher. My Friend Purrley was going around 14 to 15 bucks if you want it unverified, no sales, 2 sales, whatever it might be. Again, everyone's gonna come up, I definitely understand, but it quickly skyrockets to 20, and then after that it just goes to $30 again per copy with just 19 listings. Again, this is one of those things you gotta really look at the listings when you're looking at this set. It's a very new set. I think it was released in 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. No, 2 months ago. I think that's when I made the video on it. But with such low listings, and honestly these cards keep skyrocketing in price, and then on top of that we are also getting the new support. It's just gonna get higher and higher and higher. So with these cards, I'll probably say hold on to them for right now. I do not believe they're gonna get reprinted anytime soon, but I want to say hold off. And I think you can get a little bit more value for them if you sell them the second that new set drops, because I do believe we may be getting some of these reprinted in potential OTS packs or just reprinted in general. So that is going to be it for the market watch for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I will probably be doing another market watch for tomorrow, depending on what changes as far as staples and what I see other things happening in the meta compared to, or not compared to, but due to the YCS in LA. So let me know if there's any cards that I missed, and I'll definitely go ahead and make sure I cover them ASAP for you guys. So if you guys did enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.